My dear students, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to your online class. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about growth hormone. We know that growth hormone is one of the anterior pituitary hormones that is secreted by the anterior pituitary gland, and it acts on all the cells of our body. So it is a general hormone, and growth hormone is very important for your written and for your viva. So let's start with the physiological action of growth hormone. First is it promotes growth of body tissue. As the name suggests, we can understand that growth hormone is responsible for all the growth of all the tissues in our body. Let's see what are the points. It causes growth of all tissues that are capable of growing. Increase cell size, increase mitosis. Increase mitosis means it increases cell number. So it increases cell number and also increases the cell size. It exerts effects through somatomedins or insulin-like growth factors. Causes differentiation of certain cells like bone growth cell and early muscle cell. So growth hormone also causes the differentiation. Differentiation means when a cell is changed to and acquires some special features through which it can do the proper function. So all of these are the growth related functions of the growth hormone. Now let's see the effect of growth hormone on bones and cartilage. It stimulates chondrogenesis, stimulates osteoblast. We know that osteoblasts are the bone cells that are responsible for bone growth. Increase protein deposition, increase production of chondrocytic and osteogenic cell. So, and the last point is it converts chondrocytes to osteogenic cells, causing deposition of new bone. So you can see that growth hormone has effect on chondrocytes, chondrogenesis, and also have effect on osteoblast and osteocytic cells. And lastly, it converts the chondrocytes into bone cells, that is the osteogenic cells. So the effect of growth hormone on bones and cartilage are very important and essential for growth of a human person. Now the metabolic effects. When we talk about metabolic effects, we want to see the effects on carbohydrate, protein and fat. So the effect of growth hormone on protein: promotes protein deposition, decrease protein catabolism, and acts as protein sparer. So growth hormone is a protein sparer. It means it does not utilize protein, rather it causes the deposition of protein and increases the body mass. So these are the three effects on protein. Now the effect on fat: increase utilization of free fatty acid for energy. And that, so growth hormone does not use protein, it does not use carbohydrate for energy, but it increases the use of or utilization of free fatty acid. And then on carbohydrate: decrease glucose uptake in skeletal muscle and adipose tissue. So glucose uptake is decreased by the growth hormone. Increase glucose production by the liver, so it increases glucose production by the liver. So the blood glucose level, it causes the effects that will increase the blood glucose level, increase blood glucose concentration and increase insulin secretion. So you see, on carbohydrate it does not allow skeletal muscle and adipose tissue to use glucose. It causes production of glucose by the liver, so ultimately it increases the blood glucose level. And paradoxically, growth hormone, this is one of the paradoxic effects of growth hormone, that we know that growth hormone increasing blood glucose level and it is also increasing the insulin level. So when insulin level is increased, what is the effect of insulin? Insulin increases the uptake of glucose into the cells. So insulin actually decreases blood glucose level But growth hormone, while it is increasing the blood glucose level, it also increases insulin secretion. So now let's see what do we mean by protein sparer. So before going into that, so the three effects of growth hormone, one of the effect হচ্ছে growth of body tissue, then effect on bones and cartilage, and the metabolic effect. Each and every effect of this growth hormone is very, very important. Now let's see what is protein sparer. Growth hormone promotes the utilization of fatty acid for energy and decreases catabolism of protein. Thus, growth hormone acts as a potent protein sparer. So, protein sparer means someone who spares protein, who leaves protein alone and uses other substances. And we have seen that growth hormone uses the free fatty acid. So, we are calling growth hormone a potent protein sparer. So, growth hormone is a protein anabolic hormone and produces positive nitrogen balance, promotes protein deposition in the tissues, and increases body mass. So this is how growth hormone will increase our body mass by acting as a protein sparer. Now the ketogenic effect of excessive growth hormone. As we have already seen that growth hormone is using the free fatty acid for fuel. So we know that when fatty acid is used, it produces the ketone bodies, and the ketone bodies in our body are produced by the liver, and these are acetoacetic acid, acetone, and beta hydroxy butyric acid. So under the influence of excessive amount of growth hormone, fat mobilization from adipose tissue becomes excessive, and thus when fat mobilization or fat utilization is increased, what will happen? The large quantities of acetoacetic acid are formed by the liver and released into the body fluid, and this is called ketosis. And this excessive mobilization of fat from the adipose tissue also frequently causes fatty liver. So this is the ketogenic effect of excessive growth hormone, not in normal level. Note the point that growth hormone has ketogenic effect only in excessive levels. Now we have already said that growth hormone increases blood glucose level, and let's see how. So decrease glucose uptake in tissues such as skeletal muscle and adipose tissue. So it does not allow these tissues to uptake the glucose. So glucose does not enter into these cells. So glucose is remaining in the blood. Then increase glucose production by the liver and increase insulin secretion. So growth hormone also has a diabetogenic effect. You know, when there is diabetes mellitus, what is the main characteristics? That there is increased blood glucose level, and we have seen that growth hormone increases the blood glucose level. So each of the ways by which growth hormone increases the blood glucose level, and there is a growth hormone induced insulin resistance, which impairs the insulin's actions to stimulate the uptake and utilization of glucose. So we have seen that growth hormone increases blood glucose level and it also increases insulin secretion. But growth hormone, while it is increasing insulin secretion, it also impairs the insulin's action. It has an anti-insulin like effect. So when it gives an anti-insulin like effect, the cells becomes insulin resistant, and this leads to increased blood glucose level. When the cells are insulin resistant, that means the insulin is not acting on the cell, and the cells cannot. When insulin, what it does, it causes the it helps in the uptake of the glucose by the cell. So when there is insulin resistance, that means the cells insulin cannot act on the cell, the cells cannot uptake the glucose. So ultimately the end result is increased blood glucose level, and there is compensatory also, this also has a compensatory increase on insulin secretion. So more insulin is secreted, so it is like a kind of a vicious cycle, we can say. And for these reasons the hormone's effect is called diabetogenic. That means it causes the increase of blood glucose level and the cells becomes insulin resistant. So this is the diabetogenic effect of growth hormone. And excess secretion of growth hormone can produce metabolic disturbances similar to those found in patients with type 2 diabetes mellitus who are also insulin resistant. And so the ketogenic effect of growth hormone and the diabetogenic effect of growth hormone, these does not occur in normal physiological condition. It happens when there is excessive secretion of growth hormone. So these are happening in abnormal conditions. Okay. Now somatomedins, this is one of the important things that you need to know, that growth hormone. So what are somatomedins? These are a group of proteins that act as intermediate substances through which the growth hormone exerts its effect on target tissue. So if somatomedins are produced by the liver, and these are a type of hormones, and if the somatomedins are absent, even though there is lot of the high level of growth hormone, the growth hormone will not be able to exert its effect on the tissues. So growth hormone needs somatomedins to exert their action, and their effect on growth is similar to the effect of insulin on growth. So they are called insulin like growth factors, IGF. So somatomedins has another name, and that is IGF, which means insulin like growth factor. And why they are called this by this name is that insulin has an effect on growth and somatomedins also has an effect on growth, so they are called insulin like growth factors, and they are produced by the liver. They have potent effect in increasing all aspects of bone growth. So when growth hormone exerts its effect on bones, it needs the somatomedins. If the somatomedins are absent, the effect will not happen, and those people will be dwarf. They are called Levi-Lorain dwarf, who has growth hormone in their blood. We will find high levels of growth hormone, but as there is absence of somatomedins, there will be no growth. So you can see how important the somatomedins are. And there are 4 types of somatomedins, and the most important one is called somatomedin C or IGF-1. The most important one is somatomedin C or IGF-1. So this is all for today, all the functions, the physiological functions of growth hormone. In the next class I'll discuss about the regulation of growth hormone secretion and the abnormalities of growth hormone secretion. So the functions of growth hormone are very important for you, and you have to write down all these points in your note khata and then understand them. And if you have any question, then please ask me. Feel free to ask me or comment in the comment section. So this is all for today. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.